Wow. This is their apology? Hello and welcome back to the Metamystic Show. It's Missy Gordon. The Metamystic here, I think it goes more this way. And they're looking through that hefty karma, which we're going to get into in our next reading. But today, let's start here. Wow. This is their apology. This is the grand reveal. Remember to only take what resonates and leave the rest. For the next guy, we're going to grab 3 cards. But let's start here with this world card. See, the world is not just an ending. It's an achievement. It's an accomplishment. It's nirvana. It's like passing from one reality into another one, whether that's the afterlife or it's just some new phase of the journey of this present existence. You're already long gone, in other words. So what I'm getting, this is the image I'm getting. It's very arrogant. Someone coming back into your life and just walking right through the side door. I'm seeing them walking through some sort of a kitchen door. It's not the main door. Even if they had knocked, you probably wouldn't have let them in. So keep that in mind. If this resonates with you, you will know what I'm saying here. You've written this person off in some way. I just heard you've written them out of your will. So for some of you, this gets complicated, but if this is a marriage and this person was like using you for money, or I'm hearing, I only stayed with you for the cash. I'm hearing that. Johnny Cash. But obviously it's not that for everybody. I'm just saying, isn't that interesting? I'm seeing you sitting with lawyers and getting, things changed because you realize that this person was a crook. I'm hearing the word crook. Or crooked, crooked. The word wicked. It's like wicker. Like those wicker chairs that you see. Beautiful. I love it. I grew up going to Cape Cod, and those cute wicker chairs that you would usually see. So you could have even gone on vacations with this person. You could have sat on wicker chairs with this person. I'm hearing shared mimosas with this person. Now, I don't drink, so I would just have orange juice if I was there, but I'm getting this was somebody so close to you that at one time they were able to just walk right through the door off the side of the kitchen and just walk right in. I'm seeing them doing that presently. This could be a metaphor for them breaking past your boundaries energetically. This doesn't even have to be in person. I'm hearing impersonated. They impersonated you. Now, for some of you, that could be literal. Obviously, I don't get into that stuff. I have all my disclaimers. But this could have even been like, they used your name to get credit, or, I'm seeing them using your name as like a co-signer and forging your signature. Now, again, that could just be a metaphor, guys, where this could be a destiny swap thing. I'm just showing who this person would be so you can realize who this is, right? This is something that's been ongoing, in other words, and that's why it's an achievement, and it's a karmic one with the Wheel of Fortune in the world. This is huge. And I'm seeing for many of you, This person does surprisingly have a conscience. For some of you, you thought this person was a psychopath or um a just someone who has no emotion, right? I'm seeing, oh, they're a sociopath. I'm seeing somebody sitting in the car and it's raining and they're talking to either their partner or a sibling or a friend and saying that person's a sociopath. I don't know what I ever saw in them. Now, what's crazy about this person, guys, is they're looking in on you. And they're realizing what they've done. For some of them, they're having a spiritual awakening, but that's really just because they've realized the sun has gone behind the clouds and they no longer have access to your essence anymore. Tough love guides in the house with the judgment card saying this person doesn't deserve a second chance. Because it's funny, I'm seeing your guide. They have this scroll. It kind of looks like Santa's list. And I'm seeing that this guide is making a joke and they're saying, I wouldn't give this person a second chance. And after they say second chance, they unroll this long scroll of all the chances that you've given this person, and it's like thousands. So the guide is just laughing and saying, this person has the audacity to look at this like you're giving them some grand second chance, when in reality, you've given them chance after chance after chance after chance. Someone's name could be Chance. There could be like a dog named Chance. Or not, I just say what I get, right, guys? This person hurt you, they broke you down, and for some of you, they left you out in the cold. They got too big for their britches, and they felt like there was better out there, or you weren't like... I'm just seeing them looking at you like you're a second option in some way, and this does not have to be love. Right? So, romantic love, I'm saying. This is just kind of like, oh, collective will always be there. And this is why the karma is so harsh on this person. And we're actually going to get into that in the next reading. So I want to stay on topic here. Wow, this is their apology. This person's coming in to apologize. And currently, they're trying to study you. They're studying your demeanor. For some of you, they're looking at your social media, or they're asking a friend of a friend, how so-and-so, what's going on with so-and-so? Did so-and-so move? Do they still live there? Because I'm seeing for someone, whether it's an analogy or not, I'm seeing, yeah, throat chakra's out. I'm seeing them getting a return to sender, a letter, a physical letter. It's bouncing back to their address. And so they're like, did collective move? For some of you, you did physically move. But for others, that's more metaphorical. You've moved. You've accomplished something. So their energy, they used to just push through, walk through that side door. But now you've changed the locks. Now there is some sort of change in the dynamic where for some of them, they can't even find you. They're looking for you. They're searching for you with the Page of Swords. You're coming through as the King of Cups, male, female, non-binary, however you identify. And to me, the King of Cups, even more than the Queen of Cups, because it's masculine water. This is a protective water. This is kind of like a mama bear, even though it's a masculine energy. This is someone who vehemently protects the people they love, even putting themselves in harm's way in order to keep the waters at bay. The King of Cups, he's very good in an extreme situation where everyone could be freaking out and he's the voice of reason. He's the one. It could even be something as simple as everybody's arguing on where to go for dinner, and King of Cups is like, well, you like this and you like this and you like this. Let's go to Antonio's. I don't even know if that's a real restaurant, but I got the name Antonio's. Maybe your name's Antonio. I'm Italian, so I don't know. You're a lovable person with the King of Cups, and someone did you so wrong here over so many years. This apology isn't actually an apology, it's pressure. Coming into a universal year 1 out of a year 9, we've started a new cycle on the planet again, if you believe in numerology. Even if you don't, this is the message that I'm just getting in general, like for my collective that I'm reading for, right? So I just find numerology and astrology to be interesting counterparts to the divination that we're doing here with all of our guides. And I do believe we're soul family guys because that's how we relate to each other, right? So what I'm seeing here, because I'm hearing somebody ask as well, why do you always read on all this negative stuff? Well, let me answer that question really quickly, right? Because you could be one of these people, right? And that's okay. I welcome everybody. I like that there's all sorts of people that are interested. Doesn't bother me much. So I'll answer the question sincerely. Why do you always talk about such negative things? I don't want to focus on that. I'm hearing somebody arguing and saying, well, manifestation, if you focus on negative things, that's what you're going to manifest. Now, let me stop you right there. What is my intention for doing these readings? That's what matters. To you, you're perceiving it as negativity. What am I perceiving it as, though? I'm glad you asked. Well, actually, you didn't. So I'll tell you. I do consider myself to be a psychopomp. Now, a psychopomp, a famous one would be Hermes, for example. They help to move souls into the underworld. So what I do, this is what I look at as one of the reasons why I do what I do. I'm trying to help people move from one place to another. We're guiding people through with the earpiece as they're in hard situations, giving them hope and guidance as they're moving through the blizzard into the light. We're moving souls. It's very karmic work. It's heavy work. I wouldn't recommend it. Which is why I ran from my calling for so many years, right? And I'm 34. Some of you, understand what I mean by I was born in this understanding. This has been a lifelong, I don't want to call it a burden, but it is a 10 of wands, right? And I gladly do what I do, but that's my genuine answer to why I talk about negative things. We're moving souls through to the other side, right? And these situations are complicated. They're webbed, right? But that's why we work with the spiders, not against them, right? The spiders are the weavers of time and of the universe and the connections and the interconnectedness. I work with Hecate. I do consider myself to be a Hecatean witch, if you were wondering. But, that's only because I serve Hecate, however you want to pronounce it, right? And Mother Mary. So I believe Mother Mary and Hecate are the same in a sense, but all right. So anyways, you're getting me off track. Let me get back here. All right, I'm coming back around, guys. Pulling the car around. All right, I'll be there in like 2 minutes. All right. Okay, yeah. Always good to hear from you. Yep. All right, bye. So, all right, good. They're picking them up. I'm picking them up. and then we're gonna all meet in the middle. Probably around 7, the number of perfection and completeness. So back to this, you, the King of Cups. You've done nothing wrong. Now nothing, I personally feel like to look at yourself in that way truly just shows that you aren't what you claim to be, because if you are someone that is trying their best and doing their best, then that's what you're doing. If your hand is just off the wheel and you're like, I'm a good person, I'm fine, I don't have to improve anything, I would have questions. And I feel like you could be dealing with someone like that. They're so proud. They feel like they've done nothing wrong ever. They're looking at this apology, this barging back into your life, whether energetically or physically. They're looking at this as, okay, I've given collective some time. So now they're finally off their high horse and they're going to let me back into their life like they always do, because you're this King of Cups. The King of Cups, it takes a lot for him to like give up on someone. I almost titled this reading, You've Finally Given Up, and I was going to hold up the 5 of Cups in the thumbnail. That message evolved into this one. Right? So really what's happened is you could feel like you've given up. You could have, or you did in the past, you could have felt with the 5 of Cups, like you went through the 5 stages of grief even over dealing with how, for some very traumatizing these situations have been, right? I'm going to bring out TW, the Cosmic Clown. I'm just going to leave on the nose for a minute. All right. I feel like I'm in my true form. So I did a series of shorts, if you guys saw, with Herman the Hermit. Remember the magic. Never forget the magic. I didn't bring him onto the show this time. He'll be back soon. He's out in the mountains. He's doing his thing, his hermetics and all that. I don't know. He's doing some sort of like ritual magic out there. I don't ask many questions, but I saw him like collecting sticks. I really don't know. But anyways, maybe he's just having a fire, right? Not everything is like so profound just because he's a hermit. But somebody said to me, I feel like this is your truest form. When I was wearing the Herman getup. I mean, when Herman was in town. Now, the Cosmic Clown is not just a trigger warning clown, and he told me that. I took the Spirit of Your Business course by Colette Baron Reed. Highly recommend. Much enjoyed. I believe she'll be doing it again next year. And I have a point, guys. I'm getting back to this story here, but let me just say this really quick about the Cosmic Clown thing. The Spirit of My Business came to me. Colette Baron Reed, many of you know who she is. And her course really helped me connect with the spirit of my business. And the spirit of my business is this clown. This clown appeared to me back in like 2021. I kept having these visions where I was wearing clown shoes, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Coming up on stage, people were booing me, and then I went down into the underworld, and there was this like gold plaque, and I was down in the underworld with the mole people, and I was standing there with some like big ancient book, and I was like reading and giving a sermon as this clown. Sermon Herman, right? Yeah. I was giving this like sermon, and all the children were coming up to me and hugging me, and they had all this dust all over them and stuff. But when I was in the upper world, the moms were shielding the eyes of the children. Get away from my child. Don't you know they're afraid of clowns? So yeah, the Cosmic Clown was born long before I started this show, and he appeared to me and he said, I don't want to be called the trigger warning clown anymore. I'm not just here to give trigger warnings. I'm here to evoke a response from people so that they know how to heal themselves in a better way. So anyways, all right, back to this. This person walking in the side door, barging into your kitchen. I'm seeing you sitting like in the living room watching TV, eating their dinner, and you're like surprised. You think there's like an intruder. And it's literally like your brother walks in or your ex walks in. Whoever this would be for you guys, they're walking in like they own the place. And you could even be having dreams about this or feeling someone pressing into your energy. This would be something that you had to go through this with this person. We'll get more into it in my karma reading in my next episode, where we discuss more about like what's going to happen basically. But here I want to focus on this other person and why this has been so hard for you to let this go and to move through this is because you're this King of Cups, guys. Like, it makes sense. You don't just give up on people as a King of Cups, you know. So it's been a really hard process for a lot of people here. And this could be someone that, I mean, big time hurt you and left you out of things and possibly spoke poorly upon you. They confused the narrative about their dynamic with you. They could have claimed like, oh, you, my collective, they didn't give anything to me. Like, I did everything. Like, if you lived with this person, I did everything. I paid for everything. Or, you know, whatever. They just tried to make you look bad. They smeared you to a group. In my reading right before this one, I put them away because I got out a new stack of cards. I write all my episodes. I got these really, this is very like Virgo and nerdy, but I got these index cards and they're all the colors of the rainbow and they're really like bright and pigmented. So I'm excited to use these. But yeah, my previous episode 257 for Sun in Aquarius. Ew, this is foul. I'm getting, yeah, this is connected to that for some of you if you want to watch that reading. So this could all be happening during Sun in Aquarius season, possibly even if you're watching this like in 2029 or something like that. This could be happening in your Aquarius season. So anyways, I don't like to get too specific on collective readings, but regardless, this person, they did so much to you. They confused the narrative to the point that you had to like block them or stop talking to them or take space. I'm hearing you went into separation. So for some of you, this is a twin flame, right? All right. Now I'm going to keep out the World because this is our main card. And then we're going to grab 3 cards. Let me just give this a shuffle. I love hanging out with you guys. I really do. I feel your energy. You're so fun. You're so cool. You're so interesting. You have so many good stories. Like, you guys make me laugh. You accept me as I am. I love you guys. I've always been made fun of for being kind of out there, but yeah, you celebrate my weirdness. Thank you guys. I really, I'm like tearing up because I've always been out there like this, right? I've always been super, ever since I was a kid. Like, I'm not putting on anything. In fact, I'm like, I feel like I'm at about 50% right now. I could get way weirder, right? If I had the money for costumes, like if anybody wants to fund me, I'll come out in like full cosplay. Like, I don't care. It's just fun. Life gets so dark. You know, let's celebrate our lives. Like, and I celebrate you guys. We've been through a lot of shit with the 10 of Swords, and I'm proud of each and every one of you. It's not been an easy road for some of us. It's been karmic, it's been heavy, but that's because your life matters. It's important. You're the generational curse breakers of your family line. A lot of people. I'm seeing wings. Yeah, guys, with the devil. The underworld and the upper world, they respect you guys, and they're proud of you. As am I, of course. All right, now shuffle the deck. Before I get into this, I want to show you the 2 crystals that I am pairing with this energy. And I use these all the time. So here's our first. Let's see if I can show you my magic bag. Can't really see. A little bit. I'll just take it out. There's a lot in here. I don't want them to fly all over my studio. I've counted them to know how many are in here. There's 31. So I know if I lose any of them. My babies. This is hematite. Look at that. Oh my God. It makes me want to like just die, rise again, and then die again and rise again and just look at them. And I don't know why. There's something about the way these feel in my hand. It reminds me of like technology. I don't know how to describe that, but anyways. So anyways, hematite. I'm holding it, I'm feeling it, but I'm not explaining what its purpose is. So hematite for me, it brings a level of clarity that is unmatched. Hematite, it can help you to, in a way, to me, it's similar to shungite, where it can help to, shungite is known to help to clear out like harmful energy that comes from electronics. Like people will also put shungite in their water and stuff like that to purify their water. But I don't have shungite today. I have hematite. Now, I look at hematite as extremely grounding. If you're dealing with, kind of manipulative energies here, because that's what we're looking at today, someone that would feel like they have the audacity to walk back into your life, they're not giving you an apology. Their apology is gracing you with their presence. I almost titled the reading that. Their apology is gracing you with their presence. There's no apology. They gave you time to calm down so that they could, whatever that means, so they could barge back into your life and it would be as it always was. I'm seeing them making a sandwich in the kitchen. Now, hematite can help you, first of all, to not like fly off at the handle at someone. Even if you want to. It helps to bring the brain to a place of silence. Sometimes I hold this and my brain, it goes blank. Now I got a lot of Mercury in my chart. That never happens. When I first got this hematite and I held it in my hand, I just sat on the couch and I just like had it in my hands and I was just staring at the wall and I was like, I have peace. So for me, very grounding, it clears the fog. It's to me, this is like the Queen of Swords. I would liken hematite to the Queen of Swords. Okay, that's our first stone. Now, especially these paired together, yes. Second stone, and you don't have to have these stones for this energy to apply to you. I'm infusing this reading with these stones. So we have fluorite. Fluorite. Fluorite really, really helps with concentration. Again, similar to hematite, but hematite's more grounding. Fluorite to me is more for like the spiritual stuff. Also, fluorite, it can cloak your aura so people can't see your next move. They can't see you moving around. This is like a cloak of protection over your aura, but I use it a lot when I'm trying to study or I'm taking a course. Now, you would be like, what does this have to do with some asshole trying to barge back into my life? I believe the best thing we can do is have control over ourselves, right? And so if you are clear-minded, you are like a Queen of Swords, you are very clear on any deception. These stones help to reveal deception as well. So you can see when somebody's lying, you can tell. And also it keeps your body grounded so that you feel kind of calmer, right? As you're dealing with this stuff. And again, this can also be used for education, or just if you are somebody that works with like computers a lot and stuff, it can really help to kind of like calm you down. So anyways, and like center you. Queen of Cups approves. See, this can help your emotional space. Sometimes the solution isn't what we think it is. Like, oh, I thought I had the Queen of Cups. Sometimes we think like, oh, I'm so upset, I'm dealing with so much, so I need something for my heart. Not necessarily. That's what's interesting, is that sometimes, yeah, 10 of Swords, it's swords. It's a card of the mind, the mindscape. Like sometimes it's not about that you need to heal your heart, and maybe you do, guys. This has been a challenging situation, but a lot of you, you're like over this, you've moved on, and now this person's coming back, or people. Sometimes, and I love how the 10 of Swords showed up to exclaim upon this point, it's more of a mental wound. Once we've healed the heart and we start to work on regulating our nervous system and all of these sorts of things and start to move on with our lives, sometimes the things that haunt us is more the memories like in the mind. So these to me are very cerebral stones. That's how I categorize them. So anyway, sometimes it's the mind is where these things live on more than anything else. Also grounding. It's good to be very grounded when you're dealing with a person like this, so that you can move through this situation smoothly, because this person is coming around, and for some of you this is already happening at the time of you watching this reading, and this will be confirmation, and this will help guide you through a complex situation with someone who is very arrogant, boastful, prideful. They've had an ego death here. That's what's interesting. They realized what they lost, so now they're coming back around. But for others, well, I'll say for all, whether they realize it or not, they're hightailing it back to your place because the karma is starting to weigh heavily on their head. Because now we're in a new 9-year cycle. We're in a universal year 1. So for some of them, they're kind of scared, and their weird way of going about this apology is just coming back into your life like nothing ever happened, when with the Judgment card, I mean, you've already like died and risen again. Like this person they're judging you based off of an old script, an old perspective of you. You've changed. 3 cards. Wow. This is their apology for the collective. It's just so disappointing, because it's like, at least if they were coming to you and saying like, hey, I realized what I lost and I'm really sorry and I've been doing a lot of work on myself, at least there's some wiggle room there. Now, I'm not saying even if somebody does that you should just take all your boundaries down and let them back in. Go slow. I'm seeing the Knight of Pentacles, but this message is not like that, guys. This would be someone that isn't truly repentant. But what's weird about this is they have had some sort of a spiritual awakening with the Judgment card. Yeah, see, I almost said Justice card. For some, it truly is Once you walked away, it removed their hedge of protection. Yeah, and now they're scared. I was just gonna say that with the Nine of Swords and the Eight of Cups. Now they actually feel physically afraid. I'm seeing them shaking. They feel like the sun has gone behind the clouds. They feel like the angels are gone. You know, they feel like their money's dwindling with the Five of Pentacles. They could feel like their luck has changed with the Wheel of Fortune. They could feel like everything's going to shit. Again, referencing my reading right before this, number 257, ew, this is foul. I mean, everything's going to shit, because for some of them, they did that sort of magic on you to try to smear your name, and I mean, it's all come back upon them, because, look, you've blocked this person. Yeah, even though it was really, really hard for you to do that with the Queen of Cups and the Empress and the Seven of Wands. Yeah, double block. I just heard double bind. Yeah, this person could have even give like an ultimatum, like either you act this certain way and you do this certain thing and you be this certain person, or I'm out of here. And for some of you, they left you. They left you in a compromised situation of some kind, and now they're coming back now that you're like the Empress and you're doing well for yourself and stuff. Nah. I wouldn't, guys, and I'm trying to keep my opinion out of it. It's up to everyone what they do with what they want to do with their own lives, right? But I feel for a lot of you with the World card, our main card, you're done. You have new plans. Like in your life, you're gearing up. Yeah, the King of Pentacles just flew out. For some of you, you're like saving yourself with the Seven of Wands for some sort of a complementary counterpart to you who's grounded, who will love you. I see the King and Queen of Pentacles as the type of counterparts that you can grow old with. I saw this beautiful older couple walking down the beach at Ocean Beach in Connecticut. I feel like it's the nicest Connecticut beach, but anyways, because I usually go to Rhode Island to Misquamicut, but Ocean Beach, it has a beautiful boardwalk as well. But I saw a couple walking down the beach holding hands, and the King and Queen of Pentacles to me is till death do us part. So for some of you, you're like, I'm going to hold out for someone who wants that too. And for some of you with the Two of Swords, it's like you were put in some sort of compromising position in either or, double bind, ultimatum position with this other person. They could have played the silent treatment with you. They could have just like blocked you out completely emotionally, and it left you no choice. And I feel like for some of you, this person actually left you, right? And it could have been heartbreaking to you. You healed, and now this person has the audacity to come back around when you're like finally back in your power. I'm getting that, because for some of them, I'm seeing them trying to plug in a plug into your power supply. Like some of these people are energy vampires, and they're just coming around to use you. Like their apology is that they're gracing you with their presence again. They haven't changed, guys. They're still they don't know who they are with the Seven of Cups. They just hop from person to person, thing to thing, situation to situation, identity to identity, trying to fill the void with all of these things. And they even did that with you, but now they're starting to see, even if it's a family member, I'm seeing that. They're starting to see like, wait, you were actually the only constant in my life. Everything else changed. Everyone else changed. Situations fell through, but you were the only constant in my life with the Six of Cups. This is a soulmate to you guys. So that's why it's been hard for you to distance yourself from this person. But I feel like the advice is, yeah, you could be going back and forth on this. Should I let them back in? This is what I'm seeing. If you let this person back in, first of all, with the Hanged Man, you can't unsee what you saw. I think I have a reading called that. You can't unsee what you saw, so it's never going to be the same again, whatever that means to you. But also, this person acts as a blockage. I'm hearing specifically to you financially. with the Five of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. So that sucks, right? So it's like if you're with this person or you keep this person around you, yeah, Eight of Pentacles. For some of you, it's like you can't build your wealth past a certain point. Spit flying in the first row. I just like spit across the room. We got spit flying in the first row. Praise the Lord. All right. So for some of you, this person is like blocking your financial blessings or opportunities for a better job or just working on yourself, bettering yourself. I'm seeing you only being able to get to a certain point if you have this person in your sphere and then you get blocked. And who I'm talking to, you tried this whole thing with this person again and again and again. Then I'm not trying to go on forever, guys. I'm just saying, like, this is somebody you tried everything with the Knight of Pentacles and the Strength card, and it's like you've exhausted your options, and this person is they have so much pride. They truly feel like they're the prize still, and they cause so much harm in people's lives. Yeah, you've healed from this person. So, like I said about the psychopomp thing, right? We've got to move on from these situations if we want to be truly free and we want to complete this karmic stuff, right? And sometimes that takes years. It takes situations that change our perspective. It takes time. It takes growth. It's not just a one size fits all. Like, how do I let go of this person? How do I move on? How do I heal? I feel the more aware we become, and the more grounded we become, the more aware we become, the more discerning we become, and the better we become at setting boundaries, the easier this will be to like truly leave in the past once and for all. And the reason why you're seeing or hearing this reading today is because that's exactly what you're doing, and this is your confirmation. Right? All right. All right, 3 cards, guys. Anything over 45 minutes. Waffle warning. Warning, warning, warning. Gotta put a waffle warning. I just came up with that a few days ago. I gotta put a waffle warning on this reading. Anything after 45 minutes is the after party where we eat breakfast. So if you're into breakfast, it's the place for you. We have every option. We got gluten-free, we got vegan, we got vegetarian, we got meat lovers, we got everything down at Missy's kitchen. Missy's breakfast nook. I don't know. I've always wanted to have a bed and breakfast. So cute. All right, 3 cards. Wow. This is their apology. Yeah, the devil, guys. Even the devil is just rolling their eyes like, here comes this bozo again. I just heard that. Yeah, and now we're back to where we started with the Page of Swords. This person's like, they're observing you and they're watching you to see how you're reacting to them barging into your boundaries. And again, for some of you, this is like remote viewing. This is them like looking at a picture of you. Some of them are very spiritual. I'm seeing them like scrying on a picture of you that they're holding in their hand, or they're praying, or they're astral projecting like into your house and shit like that. Like some of these people are weird with it. But for others, this is literal. They're like coming by your place, or they see you out in public and they try to like join your table for dinner after you haven't talked to them for 3 years. Like this person just has a lot of audacity, right, guys? I'm laughing, but it's actually really not funny. This is like dangerous for some because, like I said, this person acts as a blockage. They have bad karma, so when you're around them, you could find not only do they just lower your vibration, but you could find that, you hit every red light I know that sounds crazy, but you could find that you experience, like, you stub your toe a lot when they're around, or, you drop your coffee on the floor, or someone was rude to you, or this person just has a bad and it's more than one person for some of you. Like, they just have a bad, like, vibe about them. So they kind of just, I'm seeing it like black smoke filling the whole scene, and people couldn't even like see you anymore. And for this person, that's a benefit, because with the star card, they believe they're the star. They believe that they're the ones who should be praised and looked up to and worshipped. I'm seeing the Six of Wands, and I had it earlier. And you don't think that about yourself. So they think that you think that about yourself, and that your pride needs to come down, but you don't think that about yourself. You're just who you are. Now, for this person, they do think that about themselves. They do view themselves as this person of authority, or, someone who should be looked at in some way, in a sense of pride, not out of true reverence. Like, you garner reverence and respect if you're respectable. If you have people that respect you, you just are respected. You don't have to try. So this person, they're very prideful, so they assume that that's what you are, for just simply, I'm seeing the Queen of Swords, just having healthy boundaries. They see you as being prideful. So they're coming back around in a huff, might I add, expecting that you're just going to let them, I'm hearing, move into your house. For some of you, that could be literal. For others, it's energetic. Because for some of them, they are hiding from their karma, and they feel the only safe place to go is in your energy. I'm hearing, the Lord is my rock and my refuge. In him do I trust. That's a psalm. When I read the Psalms every single day for many years. But anyways, so this person could be religious, or you could. But that's funny, because it's like, that's talking about the Lord is my rock and my refuge. You're protected because, God is your rock. God is your protector. So they're looking at you in that same vein, which is actually wild, because this person is an egomaniac, but they're worshiping you like a god at the same time. For some of you, this is definitely a twin flame. There's a mirrored god-like quality here, but this is the weird part. They think you're prideful, but I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing that you're just like a person on your own journey, and you're just very high vibrational, because you just are, guys. Like, I'm not seeing you trying to be. Right? 1, 2, and 3. Bottom of the deck, we have our Page of Swords once again, with the Nine of Pentacles, guys. See, and look, with the Hanged Man, it goes back to that blockage again. See, you're doing well with the Nine of Pentacles. Even if you feel like you're not doing well, let this be your confirmation, guys. You're doing well, or you're doing way better than you used to. Like, give yourself some credit. Like, I think 5 years ago, and sometimes I wish I was further along in life, whatever the hell that means. What is time? But sometimes I look back on my life and I'm like, oh, I wish I had this by now, or I wish I was this, or whatever, But then I remember how much I've really changed and grown over the past, like, 5 years, for example. So it's the same for you guys. You're coming up as the Nine of Pentacles, and whoever this is, they're studying you, they're observing you, they're watching you. For some of you, this person's like a copycat, or they're a destiny swap. Like, they just watch you, they steal your essence, they copy your clothes, whatever they do. That came through, excuse me, guys, in this reading, number 257. I'm going to start, on my podcast, I started numbering them, because YouTube doesn't like that title. Like, say I do this, number 258, YouTube doesn't really like that sort of stuff, but on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, you're going to start to see that before every title, we have the number of the episode, because I reference them so often that I realized the other day, in a shock of horror, I'm referencing all these numbered episodes, but they don't show up like that on my podcast. So anyways, I know that's a technicality. This person got you on a technicality for some of you, and that's what this foul message was all about. It was about homophones. Homophones are words that sound the exact same, like foul and foul, but they mean two different things, like a foul ball, as opposed to fowl, a bird, and they're spelled differently. So this is that same person for some of you. They got you on some sort of a technicality, or they're trying to still. They think they can get out of some karma if they can figure out like bad things about you to use in court. I'm getting those words. Now, for many, it's going to be spiritual court. And for a few, it could be literal. Like they're trying to find things to like tell their lawyer and stuff. So just be careful, guys. All right. All right. I'm just going to hold these for a minute. Because, yeah, see how this energy, it really pulls me out of my frame. It makes me question myself. It makes me feel like, oh, I'm being too harsh. And, no, I'm not. No, you're not. You were guided away from this person by your guides, and for some of you, over a long stretch of time. This person's good at, like, manipulating the narrative and conveniently swapping out details by gaslighting you, like, oh, that didn't really happen, or you're blowing this out of the water, like, why aren't you talking to us, or whatever it is for you guys, right? This could be anything, really. Sorry if that was really loud in your ear. Yeah, like I feel, I don't know why, but I feel like suddenly overwhelmed. Like I feel spooked. I feel like someone's in my space. I feel like someone is watching me, because they are. You know what I'm saying? I dropped the crystal, and the loud sound of that, I don't know why, just my heart like really skipped a beat on that, guys. And I apologize if your ears did as well. But let's get into this. This is the advice. And this is the warning, right? That they're coming back around. And this is also the confirmation that that, if you're feeling this way, this is your confirmation that you're right. This person is, remote viewing, or they're trying to plan to come back into your life or whatever. But again, this is what the result will be if you let them back in. The Hanged Man. You can't unsee what you saw in number 1. The whole thing is tarnished forever. I'm getting that. And number 2, they act as a blockage. You're going back and forth because they're not everybody, but you could be with the 2 of Pentacles, because this person is so hyper fixated on you with the Page of Swords, Page of Swords, Page of Swords, that it could be causing you to second guess your own inner work that you've done with the Hermit and the 8 of Pentacles. You could be like, well, now that I've healed, I feel better. I'm stronger now. I could possibly let them back in. I wouldn't. That's just me. I wouldn't. But we're all our own people, and we all have our own choices to make. The main message is trust yourself, though. You made this decision for a reason. And your guides, with each individual case, will show you, because for some of you, you're just going to loosen your boundaries a little bit. You may have a little bit of communication here and there. I was listening to a man talking about narcissistic abuse. He has a really great channel here on YouTube. His name is Jerry Wise. I started listening to him back in like 2018 or something like that. He has a lot of great information, especially if you have come from, any sort of narcissistic abuse, or any sort of like family system that was, dysregulated or what have you. I highly recommend him. And so everybody's different what their situations are, but I was listening to him and he was saying, the most important thing what I've taken from his teachings, the most important thing he teaches is this sense of, what does he call it? It's a self-differentiation. So you are differentiating yourself, which is exactly what this Nine of Pentacles is. Not for everybody is this like abuse, but for some it is. So I'm going to say it really quick. Nine of Pentacles, she is her own person. She is self-differentiated. The shell, dragonfly, and then this light blue gem for the throat chakra. She's self-differentiated. She's in the process of that. This person's trying to figure out, for some of you, how to break that down again so that you'll submit to this regime. I'm getting those words, and I mean, those are not good words. So, those are not good words. All right. I'm going to take a sip of water. Better. Instant relief. I also recommend black tourmaline. This person really scatters your energy, whoever they are. Best thing you could do is stay grounded and clear. Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords. Or King and King, whatever. But the feminine, receptive energy. You're receiving a lot of energy from this person. They're like EMF rays. Like, this person is like, they're harmful. They're like a toxin. And it's not to say, oh, this person's a terrible person, they're a devil, they're a demon. It's just the circumstance. Some people are not good for us. It's not always about demonizing everybody, but it's about knowing what's best for each and every one of us. And the Nine of Pentacles is already there or well on her way. I'm proud of everybody, including myself, because this has been a long-ass journey, right? Wow. This is their apology. Card number 1 for the collective. The Ten of Pentacles. I told you, for some of you, this person is a financial leech, right? And you would have the Ten of Pentacles if they weren't siphoning the other 5 pentacles from you. We had the 5 of Pentacles at the start of this reading. Now, for some of you, you might say, well, this person doesn't really have a lot of money, and how could that be? Well, either they spend it all, they're reckless with it, or their karma is so bad that they siphon those proverbial 5 pentacles from you. It goes in one ear and out the other, sort of a thing. Like, their karma is so dense, guys, that, excuse me, confirmation, that even if they are siphoning, like, just let's say this is $10,000 just for the hell of it, right? Because everybody has different financial situations. I'm just going to spitball here really quick. Say this is $10,000 and it's your savings or whatever. You would have $10,000 right now, but actually you only have 5, right? So where does this other 5 go? I'm seeing this person either squandering it. For some of you, it's a substance abuse thing, or it's gambling, or it's shopping addiction or whatever. So it's either that money's gone in like a week, metaphorically speaking, right? Or their karma is so bad, they owe so many people so many things that money's gone. like they have people stealing it from them, or they lose it, or they do some crazy they try to day trade on some terrible ass stock that drops the next morning and all their money's gone. Like, I'm just seeing this person irresponsible with money. And the very thing they're siphoning from many of you is financial specifically. I'm hearing Moloch. Yeah, it's like I'm bending down, everybody. I'm bending over. Old hunchback over here. In this Smorphia, hunchback is a good omen. It's like a positive, fortunate number to get. And I'm holding the 10 of Pentacles while I'm hunched. So, for some of you, this person doesn't want to see you go from the 9 of Pentacles to the 10 of Pentacles, because they know that if they don't start rushing in now and causing havoc in your life, that you're going to get to this 10 of Pentacles and you're going to have too much power, whatever that means. This is their narrative. You're going to have too much power and too much money, so that they're not going to be able to like just manipulate you anymore. They're going to have to, like, they don't know what they're going to do when you reach this 10 of Pentacles, because you're already at the 9. Like, they're freaking out because they feel like you're reaching some sort of like, I'm hearing plateau, which is, it's funny. That's how they're saying it to me. They want to tell you something. You could feel like you've actually reached some sort of plateau. No, that's actually just what makes someone very successful long term. It's not a plateau. It's a consistency. So you might have to get used to that feeling. You're so used to all this chaos and shit, you and me both, right? From all the situations we've all been through, that when it's quiet, when it's silent, when you're kind of just like, you're doing your thing here, whatever that may be for you, you're plugging along, you're moving ahead in life. I'm hearing, I think I can, Thomas the Tank Engine. You might even be like, oh shit, I've plateaued. No, guys, you haven't plateaued. You've like, you're going straight across the board here. Like, this is long-term wealth or long-term self-esteem, self-worth. You've built a life to where now it's going to be more smooth sailing, because you've already built some sort of a foundation that you can now increase upon, whether it's literal finance or it's like a sense of self, right? For some of you, though, you are getting like a new home or a new condo. Remember I said at the beginning, like, you might have actually moved? That could be down the line that you're actually going to move. And the 10 of Pentacles for me comes through as a physical living location, practically speaking. So that's really good news. Again, you don't want this person to get in the way of what you're building here, guys. They're watching you. So just, just keep doing your thing, guys. You have not plateaued. You've arrived, really. You've arrived to the rest of your life. Wow. This is their apology. Card number 2 for the collective, guys. This is literally like living your best life. 9 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. I mean, for some of you, you already feel this way. You feel your life has gotten so much better. I'm just seeing like a graph. It's just going up, 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 up out of the sky. I'm seeing a rocket. So for some of you, you already feel this way. You feel very fulfilled, happy. You feel much better. Or you will, right? Don't stop this progress now. Because for some of you, you're like, oh, I'm plateauing. I cut off all these people, or now I'm just kind of like, I don't know what it is for everybody, but this is kind of like a test, or like a temptation to let this person back in because you feel like you feel better now. Do you know what I'm saying by that? Where it's like the stuff has calmed down, the chaos has calmed down, you feel stronger. I said that earlier because you're this Nine of Pentacles. So you could kind of be like, "Oh, well, what's the harm?" I'm hearing no harm, no foul. But guys, there is harm and there is foul in letting this person back in. Again, your own life, your own decisions, your own choices, guys. I'm not trying to convince you of anything. This would just be this is the advice I'm getting to say. But I also believe it for me and I've done it for myself. So I'm not just telling you to do stuff that I don't physically do myself literally every single day. Like, this is an ongoing thing for me in my life personally, and I can speak for myself. I do feel like this. I do feel better. I am making more money. I do feel happier. I feel better about myself. Like, I feel more fulfilled because I have set boundaries against the people that come in and wreak havoc in my life. That's my short answer to that. And even if you don't feel like super great yet, I have bad days too. Trust me, guys. But this is the trajectory we're on. Is this Nine of Cups, Ten of Pentacles. I mean, this is literally just like lounging in your living room with the fireplace on, and you kind of just like put your feet up, and I'm seeing you reading a book and just relaxing or watching TV or whatever you guys do to relax, just kind of chilling out in your own beautiful, nice place. Everybody wants different things, whatever location that would be or type of place that you want. Like, your manifestations are coming in. So don't let this person back in just when you're finally at a solid place because you're not used to it, right? And I'm not trying to call you guys out. I'm saying, like, this has happened to me too, where you're so used to chaos that the silence and the happiness and the quiet and the, it's almost like questionable. Like, why am I making so much money? Or like, why do I feel happy? Because you've dealt with so much here. But guys, don't halt your process. Like, keep moving forward. And then when you're in this very, very strong place that this person fears you'll arrive at, when you are in this Ten of Pentacles, then maybe when you do have this supposed power, this person's words, not mine, then maybe you can, let your boundaries down a little more when you are totally solid, totally stable, and that's even up to you. Some of you are like, no, I'm not doing that. So for some of you, you're not gonna do that, but I'm just saying, like, make sure you are good. And I feel like for some of you, you could be in a position that's mimicking that right now. You're at the Nine of Pentacles, and that is a very solid place, guys. I'm just saying, if they're showing the Ten of Pentacles is what comes next, and that's what this person fears. Right? Because you'll be able, you might have more than them at that point, or they feel like they're not going to be able to push past your, I'm seeing it like a castle. They feel like they can't get through the stone. And our final card, wow, this is their apology. Card number 3, the Fool. Guys. This is a double-edged sword here. This is them making some sort of a grand gesture or surprise visit or whatever this is. This is them, but I'm seeing it like a wrecking ball coming into your life. I'm really seeing for them, it's the Fool in the reverse, where it's kind of just like this person could have like Uranus connections or have like Aquarian connections or whatever, because I'm seeing kind of like a low vibrational Uranus energy where they're kind of just haphazardly doing stuff because they're kind of like freaked out. Like, see, they're showing up as a Page of Swords and you as the Nine of Pentacles. The Page of Swords is immature, right? So I'm seeing them as the Fool in the reverse, because they could have been witnessing certain things with the Page of Swords, and now they're like slamming into your life, uninvited, mind you. But as for you, and this is, again, this is why I do what I do, right? Is because there's a solution here, and the solution is this spread, this glorious yellow golden spread of wonders into your future life, which is this Nine of Cups, Ten of Pentacles with the Fool. This is the road forward. You're already in a good place, or you're on your way there with the Nine of Pentacles. This person's getting you questioning yourself, whether you give into it or not. This is just the warning, right? Now, this is what they're offering you. Nine of Pentacles into the Nine of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. This is what you have to look forward to if you just continue doing what you're already doing. You following your intuition is what got you this far. Don't stop now, right? Because look, you're in the nines. You're in the nines. So what I'm seeing here is that the way you get to this Ten of Pentacles, this solid, stable legacy of a life, is by tapping more into this Nine of Cups energy. Tapping into the things that make you feel fulfilled and joyous and connected to yourself and connected to others. That's what's going to open up even more abundance for you and more stability for you down the line. Wow, that was a great reading. I love you guys. It's been Missy Gordon, the Metamystic, here with my magical bag o' crystals. I just want to write bag o' crystals on the front, but I don't want to ruin this cool like velvet bag. So yeah. I just want to make wacky merch like that though. I have so many ideas. Remember, you can always listen to the Metamystic Show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. EST. As well as on my YouTube channel at The Metamystic. What, that threw you off? I heard some of you just be like, it's so annoying. Guys, why are some of you so damn mean? Whatever, it's alright, guys. It's alright. This is what I get for putting my soul on the internet. It's definitely not like as like fun as you would think to just like be yourself on the internet. I get a lot of like mean stuff, but I also at the same time I'm just like whatever. Like I've always been bullied ever since I was a kid. Like I've always been called weird. So now it's like at least I have a platform that I can showcase it all. So thank you all for having breakfast with me. Always great to see you guys. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, those of you who donate to support this show. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. And for those of you who would like to book a personal reading, you like my energy, you vibe with me. I also enjoy bringing crystals into my reading my personal readings. So if you're interested in that, let me know. I've done a couple clearings recently and people have seemed to enjoy those. So let me know, guys. And of course, I also just offer my tarot readings, but I bring my crystals in from time to time if people are interested, because I do a lot of energy work stuff. And I feel like a big part of moving forward is moving energy. And so I'd love to have you. If you'd like to come on down, you always can. Just send me an email and we'll book one for you. So much love, everybody. And I will see you on the next one.